Oh, yeah, guys. Good evening, everyone. So, the professional writing session should begin soon. I'm just waiting for the speaker to join the facilitator to join the call so that we can start. By 5:10, should he should be here. He said he just needs a minute, and we'll start. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Good evening. If you can hear me, please that you can hear me. Good evening. All right, very much. Thank you very much, Lola. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much, Ruth. So we'll be starting in a minute. We're trying to get the host, the facilitator, to join us. But pending that, we would really love to get feedback from everyone on the call. Would love to hear like what your experience has been so far, and like, what has really stood out for you from the poetry and the fiction writing workshop, and what your expectations are, and even like why you even decided to like, be a part of this workshop. So I'm just going to call everybody as I can see your name arranged here, right? So just feel free to unmute your mic, introduce yourself. If there's anything about you want us to know, maybe you're a medical student, or you're a faculty of science student, or a microbiology student, tell us, can answer the questions that I've asked. So the first person I can see here is, you know what? Let's start from our meeting host, Oluwadamilola Akimbo. Let's hear from you. Dami, can you hear me?
Hello, I'm actually, I can hear you, but I can't speak with my own device, so I'm using Anne's device to speak. Thank you.
All right, please go ahead.
Sorry, please, can I get the question again?
Oh, so we're asking like, what has been like, how has been the last two sessions for you? What's been your experience? What has stood out for you? And introduce yourself to, by the way, like tell us about it. Tell us your name. You're part of the planning committee. Tell us about that. Your class. What kind of, are you a medical student? Are you a nursing student? Are you not a student? And then tell us your experience.
All right.
Right.
All right. So, like you can see, my name is Oluwadam Lola Akimbo. I
I can I
am
can see that you are Anne.
okay. So, okay, and a part four medical student. I am the current AGS of MediVoice, and I'm part of the planning committee for this writing workshop. I am a creative writer, writing short stories, and I also dabble in poetry. So, my experience so far has been, I felt like my entire worldview has been shattered. I thought I was good, but then listening to our facilitator for creative writing, listening to Taiwo Hassan yesterday, just made me realize that there's so much more for me to learn. There's so much more for me to improve on, right? And it has really been so educative for me. I mean, learning about imagery, about sound, about emotions. I feel like my poetry is really going to go to a higher level right now, even my creative writing. Although I was familiar with some of the things that the writer talked about, our facilitator talked about, hearing her speak about it in so much detail just did it for me, right? So it's really been amazing.
Thank you very much, Dami. Dami is a writer that I admire a lot. I mean, this is not something I would tell him outside of this call. So Dami, like enjoy the moment
I'm enjoying it.
while it lasts. He's a writer that I admire a lot. His works are really nice. I look forward to join us. But I'll call one more person to share their experience. And I mean, if you want to do that, you can put your hands up, right? I will definitely call you, but like if you don't put your hands up, then I might not call you, right? So we'll call one more person, we'll hear from them, and we will have our facilitator join us immediately. So who shall I call? Okay, because of gender equality, I've called a guy already. So I shall be calling a lady next. Let's hear from Stella Agbola. Stella, would you like to speak to us today? Stella, are you here with us? Hi, Stella.
Hi,
Yeah, good
good
evening.
evening. I'm actually not prepared for this. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I just joined the call. What was the question
All right, it's all right. So
that you have?
that's fine. Okay, I'll call another
Okay.
person.
Okay.
I'll call another person. Ruth, how about you? Can we Ruth Edoge? Can we hear from you?
Thank you very much, Amarashi. So the reason why I paid for this program was because when I saw the flyer, I saw the one for CV writing, personal branding, and writing of cover letters. And I was like, this is something that I can do. So that was the reason why I paid. That was the reason why. But when I acted that first day, like it was really enlightening and said I should write something down, and it's been interesting so far. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing, Ruth. So for the sake of time, I will just stop here. I just want to like quickly state that like just putting out important for you to get a certificate from this workshop. You have to submit all your assignments. You need to submit all your assignments. Number two, the best student for each category will be awarded. So for the fiction writing, the best assignment submitted will be awarded, and we'll be calling that person to present the assignment at the physical event that we'll be having. So the same thing, for every other category. So I encourage everybody. And number three, from what Ruth said, it should be something that you don't necessarily be interested in. It's that every aspect of writing is relevant in terms of how it applies to everyday life. Now, for me, I apply. I've been fortunate to even travel to the US. As one of those really care about some of them really don't care about the stuff or like the knowledge you have. Like what they want to know is how, like, what story, where are you headed, like what are you doing currently, share with us. And usually it's the people that are the strongest storytellers that get those opportunities, even as something as common as Millennium Campus Fellowship, that I mean, like almost everybody that we know that applies getting. There are people who have tried 3 times and have not gotten it because their storytelling game is weak. So you might be here for maybe like the personal branding, or maybe you're here for like the freelancing aspect. But I can assure you that every aspect of writing that you learn eventually ties up into like real life application, and eventually is like a really, really like helpful part. It's a very, very helpful part of your journey. Writing is not just writing, it's a tool that we use to communicate, and we use to get to our goals, and we use to get the things we want. We write whenever we want to do anything, from setting goals to whatever the case may be, right? So I encourage everyone to participate fully in all the sessions, because when your knowledge from those sessions would converge, to give you the result or the outcome that you desire at different like points in time. So at this point, I'm just going to hand over the mic to our facilitator for today, in person of soon to be Dr. Oluwaseun Faweya. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I think I pronounced that wrongly. But yeah, over to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, perfectly. I can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much, and thank you, Amarachi. Thank you, Ifumsa Medivoice. I'm excited. I'm happy to be on this call. It's been a long time coming, from the invite down to reaching out, contacting the organizers. They've done a wonderful job in putting such a fantastic workshop together, and I'm excited to be here. Briefly, we'll be running through. Apologies for also joining in late. I had to put a few things together where I am before this call. I apologize for keeping us waiting. It's not in my nature to come late to events and keep our members waiting. Apologies for that. Thank you very much. All right. So this is an Infumsa Medi Voice Advanced Writing Workshop 2024, and this is the professional writing session where we'll be looking at CVs, resumes, cover letters, and whatnot. And for the outline of today's session, summarize that it's just going to be how to craft effective CVs, resumes, and cover letters for career elevation. That is just my own personal summary of the topic we're looking at today. And we have some outlines that were sent to me that were to cover. And in that outline, we're to look at differences between resumes, CVs, and cover letters. We're also to look at how and when to use each particular document that I mentioned earlier. We have to see how to tailor our resume CV for specific job, internship, or research opportunities as medical students, and also writing cover letters and how those cover letters get noticed. All right, so that is in summary the course outline and what we're going to be discussing in summary everything. So at the end of today's session, we would have touched all of this in one way or the other. I don't know if everybody can hear me. I don't know, so I can continue the call. Let me go to the chat section to be sure that we're following. All right, thank you very much. I started with,
Yes, you can.
all right, thank you very much. So, I said CVs, resumes, cover letters. In as much as they are familiar words as day-to-day young people in 21st century, some of us might not really know that there are differences between CVs, resumes, and cover letter specifically is different because from the name cover letter. But most times people use the words interchangeably. CVs and resumes, we use them interchangeably, but they are actually different. And I'll just be summarizing for us in few points what their differences are. So, in summary, a CV is a document that contains a list of important things that we need for job application processes and whatnot. For CVs, they contain overview of our professional and academic history. They include our career achievements as medical students, doctors to be, education, research, publications, and whatnot. While for resumes, they're like a brief document that summarizes our skill sets, our experiences, our qualifications, and they are typically specifically tailored to what we are applying for. So they are designed to be concise, they highlight most relevant informations and help us convince our employers for interviews. Also, they differ in their length. For example, resumes, they are more they are just typically 1 to 2 pages in length. Their focus is on brevity and relevance. They are there to just to give our hiring managers, people that are applying for, a quick snapshot of our qualifications. While our CVs can be much longer, they are used for extensive experience in academia, research. They can be as much as 5 to 10 pages or more, depending on, for example, now you can have the professor of the College of Medicine. If you see his resume, it's going to be about 6 or 7 pages or 9 pages because he has a lot of research papers that he has done in the past, a lot of leadership he has done, where he has served, and all of that. So they're usually more longer, depending on your years of experiences. So all of those things matter. They help the candidates sell their achievements and their experience over the years. For the contents, for resumes, they focus on our work experience, skill sets, qualifications related to the particular job in question. So they have contact sessions as contact information, objective, summary, work experience, education skills. For CVs, they offer more comprehensive view of our professional life. It includes research experience, publications, conference presentations, teaching experiences, awards, honors, and all of that. Uh, they're just more detailed in general. And for regional preferences, CVs are used more common in Europe, Africa, Asia, Middle East, while resumes are used predominantly in North America, US, Canada, and most job applications. All right. For cover letter on the other end, I'll be taking them side by side. Cover letters are one-page documents that are usually sent alongside their CVs or resumes when applying for a particular job. So their primary purpose is to introduce the applicants and highlight their suitability for the position and which also provide additional insight into their personality, skill sets that are not actually captured in the CV. So, like the CV that lists skills gives experiences, qualifications. The cover letter just gives you an opportunity to express yourself more personally and narratively, just so that you just tell yourself and tell the hiring managers or the admission committee or whoever why you are the best fit for the particular job, scholarship, or opportunity. So cover letters are very important because they give also first impression, personalization, and all of those things. So back to CVs and resumes. As I said earlier, they are both important documents in job application processes. They share a lot of similar. All right, I will slow down a bit. I was trying to buy time because we time is fast spent. So for CVs and resumes, as I said earlier, they are both important documents that help us in the job application processes. They share similarities and differences, but in summary, they are used to apply for jobs, scholarships, and all of that. All of that. All right. Um, we have different key sections of CVs and resumes. We have the contact information section, we have the professional summary section, we have the work experiences, we have the education, we have the skill sets, certificates and honors, publication affiliations, that we have. You served in one capacity or the other in school. Uh, Also, for CVs and resumes, there are like different types of them. We have the chronological CVs and resumes. We have the functional ones. We have the combination of both resumes. We have the academic CVs. We have the industry-specific CVs. So majorly, we're looking at a combination of both of them. The academic CVs that are used by professionals like us, medical students, medical doctors, to be uh, applying for opportunities because we are more academically inclined. We have the industry-specific CVs. Those are in the industry. For example, bankers that are working have experiences, lawyers, the tech people, software developers, business analysts, cybersecurity specialists, and all of that. So their CVs are also different, and we have a combination of both of them. All right. So um, CVs are usually specifically tailored. In the 21st century, in the past, when people used to have CVs and resumes, people used to do CVs for general applications. For example, now people have their CVs. In the CV, they will have done this particular skill set, done another particular skill set, done another particular skill set. For example, somebody applying for the role of a position of an house officer. Probably while in school, he did social media management. While in school, he learned how to code. While in school, he did business analysis. While in school, he did UI UX design. So most of the time in the past, when people apply for jobs, they just feel that all of those skill sets are very important. And then as a medical doctor, they just put them like, okay, in 2012 or 2009, they did this particular job as a social media manager. In this particular year, 2024, they served as a cybersecurity specialist. So different skill sets for different people based on what they tried at different times in their life. So they just put it there and it needs to be like an edge. But in modern day 21st century leadership, CVs are not usually like that. They are now specifically tailored. So you don't have a CV applying for a particular role or opportunity and you have all your skill sets in it. It is now one job per CV, one industry per CV, one application per CV. So they are usually now specifically tailored, unlike the past. So you don't have a CV that you're applying for and you state that in a particular year you did social media management, you did UI UX design, you served as a developer for a particular project, you were a this, you were a photographer. You don't list all of that. You just pick a particular skill set you want to apply for and you put all your experiences in that line. For example, you want to apply for social media manager for Google or for Bloomberg, you put it in your CV that okay, at a point in time you interned in school for this particular company. At some point in time, you became an entry level person in that company. You grew like that. So, like that, you don't say you did this for this particular company or this particular association, then you came to do this. Number of times when we're in school, in different communities, we serve at different positions. We can serve as a social media manager for Influencer Media Voice, while in probably and as at if you for executive council, you were general secretary. It means you have a lot of writing skills. You manage the secretariat. You don't now put it there that you did this at that particular point in time that you are an administrator or a manager. And maybe at a particular point in time, you became a photographer. You did something. So that is different skill sets. You just put your skill set in one line. That is, you just state how relevant they were and tailor to that particular job. Um, for CVs and resumes, as I said earlier, they are similar but also different. All right, so I'll be going direct to sharing my screen, and I'll be giving us practical examples of what I've been talking about for us to see exactly what I mean. All right, so in a moment, please. All right, I don't know if you can see my screen. Can you see my
Yes, we
screen?
can.
All right, thank you very much. So I have several templates of different CVs for different particular reasons, different cover letters for different particular reasons, specifically tailored. So, as young medical students, doctors to be, when you come out of medical school, you are a recent graduate. There's a way your CV is going to look like, unlike a senior registrar CV or a junior registrar CV. While in school, you learned how to code, you learned how to design, you learned business analysis, you learned cybersecurity, you learned sound engineer. Your CV is going to be different from the person that has been working with KPMG as a business analyst for the past 5 years. So our CVs are going to be different, and I have different formats to explain to us how those CVs are going to be. But I'll be more specific and bringing it down to our level as medical students. All right. So in modern day and time, I said CVs are usually specifically tailored. In the past, when people have CVs, they don't usually put the particular job role they're applying for. Right now, in modern age and time, as an hiring manager, whoever is looking at your CV, the person wants to know what you're applying for because there are thousands and thousands of CVs, there are thousands and thousands of resumes that are being generated every day. So the person wants to know what you're applying for. So the hiring manager wants to know what you're applying for. So what they'll do is accounts. It's LinkedIn is our social, this one is our physical and modern day traditional CV. LinkedIn's are CVs that are found online, like just arranging these CVs I'm talking to us about online on LinkedIn platform. So people get jobs through LinkedIn, recruiters reach out to people through LinkedIn. So it's advisable you hyperlink your LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn and you have an account, you can just get the link of your direct account there and hyperlink it. You're not going to paste the whole link stating that, okay, www.my name Oluwaseun Faweya slash this shall link them to. Just hyperlink it and it becomes a link and just appears as LinkedIn. So when the recruiter sees it, it's going to appear like blue, and they just click on it and it takes them to your LinkedIn page. So your LinkedIn, your email address, city, phone number, and whatnot. Then right after having that section, we have our professional summary. So our professional summary is usually short and sweet. It's 2 to 4 lines maximum. It should be enough to explain who you are, what you can offer, what your goals are, include some metrics, and if you already have loads and experiences, you just skip them and all of that. So, for example, states a recent graduate medical doctor finishing from Abafam University, applying for the role of a house officer in a reputable company, and blah 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 blah. I can work in a fast-paced environment. I can do this. I can do that. I have experience over time. Just a summary of who you are, your skill set in 4 lines. I don't know if you are with me. All right. Thank you very much. Um, very importantly, in the past, our skill set did not really matter. What mattered was, okay, what is your job experience? What have you done in the past? For example, if you look at people in the past, the millennials, 2000, before 2000, Gen X, and all of those people, baby boomers, they're all about work experiences. You see them, there are these memes on Facebook and Twitter that at age 19, their parents will have had, when I'm looking for jobs, so and so work experiences, they can be asking for jobs, and you'll be wondering, where did they want me to have such experiences? They were all about work experience, work experience, work experience. That's why people, as far as back then, they were working in school, they had internship, all of that, because they were very particular about job experience. But in 21st century, where we are currently, and the world is constantly evolving, recruiters are not really so interested in your work experience. They are interested in your work experience, but everybody now values skill set. That's why you see people talk about it now everywhere. Learn a skill to earn money. While as medical students, learn a skill, learn how to design, learn how to do this. Don't just be the average medical student. Learn how to design, learn how to code. Whatever interest it is, aside from your MBBS, you also have to have other skills to get. You have medical doctors today that are coding, developing softwares that they also link it to medicine, tech, all of those things. For example, we deal with a lot of data, EMRs. There are medical doctors that know how to understand the challenges from the hospital and bring them to life. That is all of those things. So it's very important that we have those skill sets. Even as medical doctors, we have our skills such as setting of line, um, catheterization, and all of those things. Episiotomy, all of those skill sets. They are also skill sets as medical doctors. You put them there. So as an engineer or as a designer, I put my skill set there. All the skills I have, I can work with this particular tool. I put it there. I can do this. I can put it there. As medical students, as medical doctors, we put them there. Line setting, catheterization, wound caring, um, suturing. All of those skill sets, they are very important. Those are the things that actually make you a medical doctor. Aside having the MBBS degree, your skill set as a doctor is what stands you out, is what makes you that, okay, this person is a doctor, because aside from having the theoretical knowledge of being a medical doctor, he can carry out this management, he can carry out this training, he can carry out this surgery, this whatever we're doing, and all of that. So we list our skill sets, very important there. Then shortly after that, we now go down to our professional experiences. So for our professional experience, we list our company's name, and it's advisable you have not more than 3 professional experiences. So professional experiences should be our top one, the ones that are more relevant to the particular job skill we're applying for. So for example, let me just use this. Let me be very just open. I want to apply as a product marketer for a particular company, for a product marketer for, let's say, KPMG, and I'm going to list my relevant experiences to that. Okay, for me to apply for this particular job, as a product marketer, it means that I've really worked with other startups before now, or other companies or other organizations, or I've done something related to that while I was a medical student in IFUMSA. That is, I handled a social media management page, I ran ads, I worked in this particular company, I worked in this particular organization in school, I worked with the SUG, I worked with the union, I worked with the hostel, I worked with different organizations. Anyone you did, just align it if you're applying for product marketing strictly. So the advisable not to have more than 2 to 3 at most, because we are targeting a CV of 1 page or of 2 pages, 2 to 3 this thing. Not that you're not going to list 7. Some of us have really intent, we have really worked, we have started hustling for as early as 100 level. You join organizations, you serve and you intend. So imagine if you entered medical school and you started hustling. Some people start very early in 100 level. It means by the time you are becoming a doctor after 5 years plus, 6 years plus, I can imagine the amount of experiences you have. So you can't list all of that. You just list about 2 to 3. 3 is fine on your CV. So we list our company name, we list the job title. For example, let's say my most recent job title there was I served as software developer or software engineer for a particular health tech company. Then I put my job title there, put the name of the company there. Then, very importantly, because we're having a 1 page or 2 page, we're going to now list our key responsibilities and achievements. In the past, recruiters and people were not so particular about what you did in the company. They just look at your experiences and they believe that, okay, you have done this. But these days, if I want to give you a particular job or you're applying for a job, I should see that you are actually the best candidate for job. It means that in your past, in your history, you you, you served with results. You didn't just work or take up such role. Because there are a lot of people that they take up roles in school and or the health positions and they don't have no impact. To know what Amarachi did. I need to know what Anne did, why Anne was chair committee for Medivoice Advanced Writing Workshop. I need to know whoever is on this call, what you did as the general secretary or as the president of the FUMSA. So I need to know that, okay, while as president, I impacted over 2,000 people as medical students. I need to know that in 1 year of serving as the chair for the FUMSA Alumni Committee Invitations, I did this and whatever I did. Not just that I just held that position. So I need to know. So you state it there that, okay, organized Advanced Writing Workshop 2024. I not only organized it, we had social and social people impact projects that we did and all of those things. Aside that, was my basic role as chair or committee or probably maybe the PRO of IFUMSA or whatever organization I served. I've stated there. To communicate or be the face of the association, to do this and that. I'm just like my basic key responsibility rules as being PRO, as being a software engineer. If I'm applying for a role as a software engineer, I'm applying for a role as a medical doctor or whatever I did. As an house officer, as a medical student, in that case, what's going to be there is my most recent work experience is that Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital, OUTHC, medical student, medicine and surgery posting. I state I did this and this and this and this and this. The normal key responsibility of the students. You collect, you manage, you did this as a student. Nurses, you educated patients, you educated their family on particular disease at a particular time, so and so. If I'm applying as a position of a house officer, that's the way my CV is going to be. I'll have number one, my most recent to be Obafemi Awolowo OETHC. I have medical students intern or, or medical student there. Then probably maybe in 500 level, I went for an elective in Ghana or I went to the US. I have money. I went to the US. I served clinical rotation, O&G or pediatrics, medicine, surgery, whatever rotation I did, I put it there. John Hopkins University. That's what I did. John Hopkins University. I was a medical intern. I worked with the consultant, so and so, so and so. We managed so and so. I learned, I presented, I did this and this. All those things. If I'm applying as a medical student for the position of a house officer. So it will be my rotations in school because I'm applying for the position of house officer. So my most recent will be OAUTHC medical intern. Maybe my 500, then maybe the last one will be still OAUTHC, maybe like my psychiatry posting that I enjoyed or dermatology posting, whatever. I'll just put it there. That is because I'm applying for the role of a house officer. That is why my experiences will be in the line of the role of a house officer. Recent one. If I'm applying for the role of a graphic designer, UX designer, it will not be. I will no longer state in my professional experience that I was a medical intern at Benkasi School of Medicine, or I was a medical intern at um, CMU, and like that. It will be I served as so and so KPMG. I served as so and so Aluko and Co. If I'm a law student, I served as this Lion and Co. Like that. So it will be specifically tailored, and there should not be more than 4 bullet points per role. So there should be action verb plus the task that I said, projects, metrics. We put numbers there. For example, I created a program that led to this and increases productivity, and in less than 2 years, maybe I was PRO. I revamped the FOMSA website, and we had more turnovers, we had more website visits. Probably I was chairman for electoral committee. I did this and that. All these things are going to fall under leadership positions. I'm just giving us examples of how they are going to be for the action verb, task, and project. The FOMSA electoral committee chairman is a leadership position under volunteering and all of those things. PRO, leadership position. These are professional experiences in line with your profession. I don't know if you're getting us. All right, so there should be more than 4 bullet points per role. As I said, your key responsibility, that is the responsibility you have for that particular role as a medical student, as a medical doctor, as a designer, as a business analyst, a cybersecurity, whatever, state them there. Then our achievements probably will be the last 2 ones. So I have 5 bullet points per role or 5 ones per role. My first 2 ones will be my key responsibilities. I've given us example. Your normal responsibilities. Then the 3, 4, and 5 will probably be my achievements. That is, I was able to raise the funds of social amounts in Naira for our health week that's coming up. That's an achievement. I impacted over 2,000 medical students in medical outreach that we did at Ilishan Remo or at Moro campus. Very important. I did so at Washington State University Teaching Hospital. All of those things are going to be there. All right. So 2 to 3 company or professional experiences are enough. Then we go to the next one. As medical students, as medical doctors, um, it's advisable if you have so much experience that you need to share. You have so much leadership experience. It's advisable to CV. Aside your professional experience, to show that okay, aside being a medical student, that I did my core responsibilities of this attending classes, going
Sorry,
for all
Mr.
rounds.
Sheung. Sorry, I
All
don't
right.
know. I just wanted to like clarify that we're all not medical students on this call. So, because I don't know if you're aware of that.
Oh,
Thank
I'm
you.
not. I thought it was an IFUMSA program, so I thought it was just going to be IFUMSA people.
Yeah, but like a lot of other people from other departments are also present.
All right. Thank you very
Thank you.
much for
Yeah.
that. So I'll be more dynamic. I've been dynamic a bit, but I just wanted to be more specific so that the medical students among us can relate. All right. So if you have more than medical students on that call, I'll just be more generic. Whatever profession you are, you state whatever you did at that particular point in time as leadership experiences. Um, you served as president of Obafemi Awolowo Students Union Government, General Secretary. You were the president of Department of Law, Faculty of Business Administration, Faculty of Arts. It's advisable you put such positions in your CV. They give you more edge. You volunteered for a point in time. You volunteered for internship to be the social media manager of a particular conference. You volunteered as you led the ushering, logistics, whatever role you volunteered for. It's advisable you put them in your CV. So this CV I have in front of me, this template doesn't have that because this person is applying for a job that just making it a one-page CV. It's fine. He doesn't want to put it there. At this level, if you have just one-page CV, it's fine. I've seen this. The hiring manager has seen your skill sets. He has seen your professional experience. He knows what you can do. He doesn't necessarily need information about your leadership experience. But if you have your leadership experience, that is very important. You put it there. Why not? I wasn't president for fun, and also impact and metrics. It shows I'm a leader. I'm applying for a particular program, like probably an MBA, Masters in Business Admin. I ran a business in school. I was the CEO of probably cakes and creams, fastest cakes, whatever. In my leadership and volunteering. All right. So that will come immediately after my professional experience. So just to be my professional experience, our tool, company name, job title, 3 or 4. We put our so in that case, my CV is going to be 2 pages. So I have this first page that we can see. Then I have another page. So I have the first 3 professional experiences. Then at most two, at most two leadership and volunteering experiences. For example, I said I was president, I was general secretary, I was CEO, I was co-founder, I was CTO, whatever I did, I was project manager, I was this and that, I put them there. Leadership experience. As little whatever leadership experience that chairman for quiz committee department, you put it there. Angola hall chairman, Mozambique hall chairman, whatever hall, you were the chairman, you were the PRO, you put it there. All right. So as whatever you serve, even as this was the clerk of the SRB, uh, Senate presidents, whatever that was held, we put them there. Just 2 to 3. So you put the action verb, the task, the project, the metrics impacted so and so number of people. Um, you held this, and this. You worked in conjunction. That is, you had with other departments organized a befitting program. Those are leadership experiences. You make them 2 to 3. So I just say maybe I volunteered as even as small as being just a volunteer without even leading such a leadership role there. I just volunteered. It's important. I put it there. Okay, we ran the antibiotics resistance, blah 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 blah. I put them there. We ran the JCI, so and so, Rotaract, all of those clubs. We put them there. All right. So we now have our education. You can see that our education is coming below. It is not coming on top. If this was an academic CV, for example, I want to apply for a master's program in um, University of Nottingham. I want to apply for university, a master's program at Cambridge. I want to apply at Harvard. All of this will not start my CV. What will start my CV is my education, because they want to see your first degree. They want to see what you have done. You have a first class, you have a 2-1, you have a 2-2, whatever role you have. All of those things will come first immediately after your professional summary. That's what we follow, not your skill sets. As I said earlier, we have different kinds of CVs. We have academic CVs, we have chronological CVs, we have a combination of both of them. This one is an industry specific CV. That is the role of a particular industry or field specific. And it's also advisable if you're applying for such job roles, you put your CV down, because your recruiters can be very biased. I can see your CV and I want to employ you now, and I see that you went to Obafemi Awolowo University, you went to Covenant University, and I have beef with Obafemi Awolowo University because when I attend weddings, they always sing Great Ife National Anthem, and I don't like it because Great Ife people always make it seem like they are the only one that went to school, and with that, you have lost the job. You are not even going to qualify for the interview stage because, despite the fact that you have a very important skill set, you have put your education first for a job role. You apply for the role of a software engineer, you apply for the role of a social media manager. I don't really care about the school that you went to. I'm not interested. What I want to see is your skill set. What tools you can use. You can use Canva, you can use Photoshop, you can design on CapCut, you can do this and that. That's what I want to see. I'm not interested in your school. So that's what I want to see. All right. So thank you very much. experience, I've seen your skill set, I've seen what you can do. I can now see that okay, this is the school that you come from. Even if I have beef with your school, or I am biased that you went to Harvard and you went to Cambridge and not Oxford, I won't give you the job or I won't select you. Very important. All right. So our skill sets, the grades, the BSc. If you have a master's, just put the master's there and put it there. Secondary school, like they are not important in modern days. Before that, people used to state that they went to so and so primary school. They have first living certificate, they have secondary school living certificate, and all of those things. It is not important in modern day. What I want is your last educational degree. If I have an MSc and I'm applying for a PhD, I put it there. MSc in business admin, MBBS, law degree, whatever, month and year, June 2024, 2020, like that. If you have extra skills, next one, go. You can do this and this, you can do this and this. You have skills such as awards and honors. If it's a two-page CV, there'll be space for that. This is currently a one-page CV. If it's a two-page CV, there'll be space for B. Total score, Dean's Prize Award for being the best student in year two. Of service too. You don't have served as head of so and so welfare director. I put it there. Whatever awards and honors that you have, I was face of this, face of the phone, sir. I can put it there how I want to put it. Face of this, I put it there. Whatever awards and them there. If I'm dealing with a two-page CV, this is currently a one-page CV. After my honors, as I say, put my certification who you're applying for. Medicine, law, engineering, business, finance. There are definitely tons and tons of certifications and trainings. That is required of you to undergo and have. I'll be more specific. MBBS, we have first aid trainings, we have BLS, ACLS, all of those things, as basic as that, all of those small trainings that they do in school, we put them there. If it is law or whatever profession I have, there are certain certifications that to have that you put them there. I'm a member of so and so chartered accounting. I'm a member of so and so organization. I'm a member of this. I put them there. Those are my certifications and training. That tells you, and that tells my recruiter how well grounded I am in my field, how much skill set I have to back up what I can do. Coursera courses, I put them there. LinkedIn courses, I put them there. Just 1 or 2 lines, I'm okay. Certifications and trainings, awards and honors, I put them there. Also, very importantly, as I said earlier, if I did probably maybe a graphic designer, I did so on training with ALX, do hard things, I put it there. I did so and so training with All School Africa, I put them there. I had my certification from Utiva School of this, Quanti School of Business. All of those certifications and trainings are very, very important. I put them there. So on the lighter note, if you have hobbies and interests, you can put them there. Hobbies such as reading, hiking, yoga, um, baking, musical instruments, and all of those things. I put them there. That is another section for hobbies and skills. All those are the things that are below my CV. The most important ones are the ones above. My area of expertise, my core skill sets that I can do. I can use particular tools, I put them there. I can do this, I put them there. I can do that, I put them there. Very, very important. Then my volunteer and leadership experiences, I put them there. All right. So let's take a short CV for a recent graduate. So this CV is for a recent graduate. That is someone that has little to no. As I said earlier, look at it. I'm applying for any role, and I'm a recent graduate in school January this year. This is December, and probably I'm waiting for NYC. NYC. Uh, I want to do this and that. I have to not so much experiences with whatever I'm doing. All right, so my first name, my last name, my job title, very important, my city, my country, my summary. Then I had some projects in school. When I mean projects, for example, now I am a developer or I'm a software engineer, I'm a designer, my portfolio. I just take the title of the project, what I did, the action verb, the task, the metrics, the results. For example, I created a training accountability program. I increased productivity from 10 to 3 in 3 regions in less than a 2-year period. Then I put about 2 to 3 bullet points. That is the projects, key project that I did. These things are more specific to those in the technical space, sound engineers, business analysts, anything that has to do with portfolio projects that you can just put there and this and this and this. This is because I'm a recent graduate and I don't have so much work experience, but I did some projects in school. I can put them there, whatever projects. Then I come to my professional experience. I put the company name, my job title, the format, tasks, metrics, results, created so around 4 bullet points per row. Then I put my university degree and what I studied, BNSC, BSc estate management, BSc business admin, LLB law, and all of those things. Then I put my courses. Very important. As a recent graduate, I have enough courses. I put them there, as you can see. I put my course title, I add hyperlinks, the name of the school, the month, the year. For example, marketing analytics with Meta, December 2023. I put them there because I'm a recent graduate. I put all of those things there. I put my, if it's a, this is a 1 page CV, if it's a 2 page CV, then I continue the next page. I put my leadership experiences, I put my awards and honors, I put my trainings and certifications, I put my this and that. So let me put this to us. If you notice or if you have seen, I did not put referee in any place. In the past, 2000 to 2010, CVs and resumes used to come with referees. You will now see below Professor ABZ, Department of Biochemistry, person's phone number, HOD. I put it there. And I put another person below too. Dr. So and so, CEO, Meta, Mark Zuckerberg. You can have Mark Zuckerberg as a referee. Or Olusegun Obasanjo, former president, is the one as your referee. It's possible. Barack Obama, anybody. Nothing is impossible. But now, recruiters don't want your referees there because I can be very biased. Once again, as I said, recruiters can be very biased with different things. Me seeing your referee in your CV, after seeing that you have such nice portfolio, you worked in this particular company, you have such internship experiences, you did this and that, I now come and see that your referee is someone that I don't like, or someone that I have beef with, or you go and use someone like President Tinubu now as a referee, maybe ex-president or Shibajo or Wiki, or someone that is just controversial, you have lost the job. Or a former vice chancellor of a university that people did not like, you have lost the job because the man being your referee means you are like that, or you have relationship with him, or you two you are the same. You guys are thinking that like you have lost the job. Oh. So what people do now is that we don't put our referees here now. You get the job. Once you get the job, they now ask for referees. For example, you're applying to probably University College London through Chevron scholarship, Mastercard scholarship, whatever scholarship. I'm applying to McGill University in Canada, Ontario. I'm applying for an MSc, a PhD program direct from my BSc level. Your referee will not be there. It will just be there. Or even in the UK, I'm applying for a job. Your referee is not going to be there. Once you come for the interview, or before the interview, will now send you a form, or just like the way they do transcripts to your employers that okay, let them fill the referee for you because they've already interviewed you, they've seen what you can do, and they just want referees. Referees now come last. They are not really important at this point because They've done your interview, they've given you a call back, you have gotten the job. It's just for them to just to see that you're accountable and they're responsible, and they can always reach out to the person that probably misbehaving in the company, or to contact them for academic reports. That is where referees come in place. So referees should not be on your CV. What should be there is when you get to referee, available on request. Very important. There's no need to put your referee and whatnot. All right. So this is another template. This has course skills. You can see very, very important. All our CV different ones. Applying for jobs, applying for scholarships, PhD, all of them. As I said earlier, I don't have an academic CV template. But what it would have been after my this, I have my education straight. MBBS, LLB, BSc accounting, BSc estate management, BSc agric extension, and all of those things. Very important. Then I have my research and publications and professional experience. So if I have an academic CV, because on my academic CV, after having whatever I want to have as my title and all of those, I begin to have my professional experience in line with whatever I'm doing. I stayed in this and this, this and this and this. Then I have another one that has my leadership experiences too. What I've done in the past. This, and this. Then I have my research and publications because it is an academic CV. I'm applying for a master's program. I'm applying for a PhD. It should be academically inclined. I should have had papers while in school. I put them there. I put the date I published those papers. I don't have a sample here. I'll have shown us one. I put the day I published those papers. I put my relevant things. I put, for example, laboratory assistant. This and this intern, Alokanko. This and this and this and this. Those are academic CVs. I have the skill set I can do. I have my scholarship. I have my awards. I have my leadership. I have my awards and honors. I have my volunteer and leadership experiences. I have my work experiences. I have my skill sets. I put all of those things because it's an academic CV. If it is a job CV, I specifically tailor it to the job I'm applying for. My work experience, my skill sets. I'm not so much about publications and research and all of those things that are there. They are not needed. All right. Moving forward, we are going to cover letters. Cover letters. Cover letters. As I said earlier in the past, or at the beginning of this session, a cover letter is usually a one-page document that is sent alongside a CV or resume when applying for a job. When applying for a job. So their primary purpose is to introduce the applicant, highlight their suitability for the position, provide insight into their personality, their skill sets that are not captured in the CV. So that is the reason. Unlike my CV that's focusing on listing my skill sets, experiences, and qualifications, my cover letter will offer me a more personal and narrative approach. If you can see it, it is more narrative. It's like an essay. It's not like a CV. It's like a personal statement. A personal statement or letter of interest or statement of purpose, they are documents that we use when applying for postgraduate schools. For example, I'm applying to Carnegie Mellon University in the US. I'm applying to Indiana University for PhD in biomedical engineering. I'm going to have to write a personal statement based on the kind of scholarship I'm applying for or what the university asked me to do. That personal statement usually about, it depends. There are instructions from the university admission committee. An ideal page of a personal statement, one page contains 620 words. 2 pages will contain times 2, that is 1,240 words. A page can contain 500 words, that is almost a page. 2 pages, 1,500 words, depending on the amount of words. Some universities tell you, write nothing less than 4,000 characters. Characters are they've counted not just the words, but the spaces and everything in the in the document. 4,000 characters is like 1,500 words. I'm drifting. That is personal statements. So personal statements go alongside academic CVs. I'm applying to, as I said, IU, Indiana University in Bloomington for a biomedical engineering PhD. I'm going to send my academic CV and I will send my personal statement. That personal statement will sell my achievements. It's just like a cover letter, but this time around it is for postgraduate school. Cover letters are for job applications. Personal statements are for postgraduate school applications. Those are the differences, but they have similar because they are more narrative. For personal statements, I tell them about my leadership experience, my interest in the school, why I want to come to Oxford University, why I want a Rhodes Scholarship, why I want Caribbean Scholarship. I tell them in my personal statement why I want to work with this particular lab, why I want to come to this school, what the school has to offer me. I state all of those things. Now that they are 1,500 words, I state them there. And they're usually very compelling, very narrative. It's an opportunity to prove yourself that, okay, this is why I should be selected for this particular scholarship. This is why I am the best candidate for this. Because it is usually very competitive. Because most times, postgraduate schools are usually very expensive. And most times, scholarships are given to not everybody, just a few people. So my personal statement has to be very compelling. It has to sell me in the shortest possible way that I know that, okay, this person coming for this particular program is a right candidate. This person coming deserves the scholarship I'm giving to the person. That's the personal statement. For a cover letter that we're discussing now, it is for a job application. So, as I said, they are more personal, they are more narrative. What are the importance of cover letter? They give us first impression. This is most likely the first thing the hiring manager will read. So, if your cover letter is very strong, I'm like, okay, this person knows what he's doing. They help you to personalize your journal, your story. You address the job organizations, showing them that you have done your research on them and why you're interested in the role. For example, I'm applying for the role of so and so in a particular company as the growth lead or the business developer. I would have gone to the company's page, checked out their values, checked out their culture, their tradition, checked out the CEO, checked out whatever they are doing, check out their current stage, where they are going to, how I can come in place and move them to the next level. They are currently rebranding, how I can assist in the rebranding phase. They are currently evolving from a particular phase to another particular phase. How I can come in place and do that for them. I personalize it. When the hiring manager or the recruiter is reading it, the person knows that this person has done his research. This person is not lazy. I have seen what I want to do. They help us showcase our communication skills. They tell me that, okay, this person is a very good writer. This person can write. I can communicate effectively. I can communicate on a professional level, aside speaking. They add depth to our CVs. They let them know that, okay, oh, so, the experiences will align. They give you the opportunity to explain the gaps in your CV. For example, employment gaps, career changes, why you're looking for a new opportunity, why I want to come and work in your company. In interviews, they can ask me, okay, according to your CV I'm seeing now, you worked at Bloomberg, you worked at ICU, so and so, in particular, why do you want to leave? In your CV, you can explain that this is why I want to leave, this is why I'm coming to your company, because I feel I can do this, I can offer such value to your company. So as you can see now, the cover letter has a header, it has a salutation, it has an introduction, it has a body, it has a closing. So as I said, the header, her name, address, so and so, so and so, so and so, email, LinkedIn, and all of that. Dates, contact information, very, very important. Address, date, the company's name, the address we're applying for, the postcode, city, then the salutation. Dear hiring manager, dear Mr. Aluko, dear Mr. Fagbenwa, dear Mr. This, dear that. If you cannot find their professional name, you use their hiring manager or to whom it may concern. Very important. Take notes. Also, as you can see, uh, we're dealing with our body and introduction. So try to grab the hiring manager's attention with a strong opening statement. Very, very important. Mention the position you're applying for. As you can see, I'm excited to submit my application for the job title, whatever role I'm applying for at a particular company. After thoroughly so reviewing the responsibilities, I'm confident that my background and skill set align and perfectly reads with this position and makes this opportunity a perfect fit for me. With over total amount of years experience in the industry, I've had the privilege of honing my skill set in the areas as digital marketing, SEOM, and social media strategy. This experience have equipped me with the necessary knowledge and skills for practical exercise and expertise and needed to make strong impact in this role. And now start my skill set. I developed and implemented a comprehensive SEO strategy that increased organic search by 35% in 6 months. I start stating my skill set and expanding on them. Talk about the second skill. Talk about the third skill. I do all of that. Usually 1 to 2 paragraphs. I highlight them. I demonstrate my background, how they align. I give examples, showcase my strengths, show my enthusiasm for the position I want to apply for in that company. Then I close gradually. If we look at it, I'm genuinely enthusiastic about the chance to contribute to the company's name, the company I look out to for reputation values align with my own, so and so. Thank you for considering me. I just close up with that. Yours sincerely. Warm regards. I do that. Very important. We have different kinds of cover letters. We have application cover letters, the ones, for example, this now. We have prospecting or cold cover letters. We have networking cover letters and career change cover letters. Like I said, we tailor it to the job, we showcase your value, we use quantifiable achievements, increase in sales 200%, increase in numbers, this and this, revenue generated, we match the tone of the company. As I said earlier, we reflect the company's culture in our tone. If it's a tech startup, it can be more casual. If it's a law firm or a hospital, you are more formal in your approach. University, school, application, more formal. We proofread for grammatical errors. You are not applying for a particular job role and you are making grammatical errors there. It's there red flags to our employers. You review your cover letter carefully before sending it. We use action verbs such as led, developed, managed, achieved to add impact to our descriptions. We do all of that. As I said, this is a cover letter. They are sent alongside the resume or a CV when applying for a job role. That's cover letter. It's usually 1 page, shouldn't be more than that. Um, Personal statements, cover letters, CVs, resumes, all are career elevation documents that go together and give us a chance at interview callbacks, give us a chance at getting a new job, give us a chance at all of this. So first impression is very, very important. Very, very important. Tailor our CVs to particular job roles. Be more specific. We don't do all in one CV. CVs are now specific. Additional skill sets. For recent graduates, they are a bit more different. If I have project titles, we put them there. For those that have more experiences, their CVs are much longer. 5 years and above, their CVs can be 3 or 2 pages. Most times, recent graduates, 1 page, 2 page, if I have leadership experiences. We don't put irrelevancies. We don't put date of birth. We don't put our age. We don't put our full house address. We don't put our state of origin. All of those things are red flags. They are not needed in modern day CVs. We don't need them. We just go straight to the point. These are examples of modern day. All right. So I believe we have spent much time talking about cover letters, CVs, personal statements, and these 3 documents and how they apply, how to tailor them to whatever we're doing. Very importantly, we've done that. And at the end of this call, I believe that everybody on this call would have gained a few things and know how to write modern day CV. So I'll be dropping an assignment for us to write in chat box. So in summary, the assignment is going to be us writing a CV, applying for, okay, we're not just medical students on this call. If we're medical students alone, I'll have streamlined them. I said applying for this as a medical student, but whatever tech skill you can pick, probably maybe as a software engineer, as a sound engineer, a business analyst, a product manager, a product marketer, um, business analyst, all of those things. Apply as an experienced person, not a recent graduate, an experienced person applying for a mid-entry role. For example, I've served, I have over 6 years plus experience as a business consultant, a business analyst. That is, I've worked with KPMG, Deloitte, Bloomberg, McKinsey and Co. All of those top consulting firms. I've worked with them, and I want to change. I want to work at another top consulting firm. So applying to such role as a senior level or mid-level officer, and the cover letter. So we'll be working on that as our assignments. We'll be crafting a CV for a senior level, mid-level business analyst in a top firm in the world, and the cover letter to back it up. All right, so I'll put this in the chat box, but that's just a summary of it, of the assignments. With these few points of mine, I think we have come to the end of this call. I've been able to convince us and not confuse us on the do's and don'ts of crafting cover letters, CVs, resumes, and on the side, personal statements for graduate school that go along with academic CVs. And hopefully, when we're applying for our next job, for our next postgraduate school application, we would not make the mistakes that those that were not on this call will make, or those that have little or no idea about modern day 21st century CVs, cover letters, personal statements, and resumes. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Ifumsa. Thank you, Medivoice. Thank you to the organizers. It was exciting, it was wonderful, it was engaging for me, even though I wasn't chance to chat on the box or ask for feedbacks. I think in the next couple of minutes, moderator will do that, and I'm open to questions, um, suggestions, and all of that. Thank you very much once again. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sheung. I really had a wonderful experience. I've learned so much, and this was my first like exposure to writing CVs and personal letters and resumes, and I can say that I've gained a lot. So I would like to open up this call for suggestions. Sorry, for questions. Please, if you have questions, can you kindly write them in the chat box so that our facilitator can attend to them? I think someone wrote one in the course of the um session, and other people have written. So I would like our facilitator, Mr. Sheung, to please help us attend to the questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, and for such. That's one. So I'm checking the chat box now, and the questions are okay. The very first question. Okay, the print was small on the screen. I'm sorry about that. Can I increase size of the view? Apologies for the screen being small and the print not showing. All right, we're not all medics. Apologies for that. What determines how many pages CV we have? My CV is currently 4 pages. Wow, interesting. One from Deborah. Your CV is currently 4 pages. Okay, all right. Well, if you are professor or vice chancellor of Obafemi Awolowo University or vice chancellor of Covenant University, your CV can be 7 pages. But as a student or a recent graduate, except it's an academic CV, even academic CVs for PhDs and master's program shouldn't be 4 pages. At most, it can fit into 2 pages or 3 pages. 2 pages is enough. At this level, for our level, 2 pages is enough. I don't know what and what is there, but I'm sure if you critically open the CV now, I'll just tell you some things that should not be there. For example, you start your CV, you're starting with your name, and those things are important. Those things don't take more than 4 pages, four bullet points. Oh, okay, they are mostly volunteer experiences. All right, it depends on what you're applying for. I don't know if you're applying for. Can you be more specific? Just tell me what's on the call. Let me know what you want to apply for with that CV. Are you applying for as an house officer? Are you applying as a software developer? Are you applying for as an engineer? What are you applying for? What you're applying for will determine I will know what I'm what. But those volunteering experiences should not be more than two on your CV because you have your professional experiences, which should be three. So things that takes place on the CV are majorly professional experiences and volunteer experiences. Professional experiences are related to whatever career pathway you are following. As a doctor, as a medical student, your professional experience should not be more than medicine and surgery posting, psychiatry posting, and maybe clinical elective. Those three are enough because they are all postings as medical students. Even if you have just medicine and surgery posting, that is like a highlight, a big one, because most of what we are doing is medicine and surgery. Then maybe you did clinical rotation at University of Derby in the UK. Maybe during clinical electives you went there, or you did your own electives in Evercare in Lagos here, or you did your own elective in I don't know Abuja teaching hospital. Then your volunteer experience should not be more than one or two. Maybe in FOMSA chair, so and so, Health Week chairman, head of logistics, Health Week, Angola PRO, Angola logistics officer, those kind of things. So that's it. Then you have your awards and honors, you have your this. What I've said, your CV should be 2 pages. Awards and honors, your volunteer experience should not be more than two. Then in each bullet point for your key responsibilities and achievements, it shouldn't be more than 2 to 4. 3, 4 at most. What you 5. So that's it. Then there's no referee. If you have referee, remove the referee. For skill sets, it shouldn't take more than 2 or 3 lines. Skill sets shouldn't take more than 2 to 3 lines. Professional summary, 3 lines, skills and competencies. By the time you do all of this, your CV will enter 2 pages. I'm very certain. So I think I should have answered your question, Deborah. Thank you. So the next question I saw here is, how do we send our application via email? Should you just send the links for the Google Docs? I think the organizers of the event would get to us and tell us how we're going to send our applications. Or maybe I don't get what you mean by applications. If it's the assignments, they'll sort that out. All right, I think I've answered the questions on the chat box to the best of my knowledge. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Sashon, for your time. I know that you are a very busy man. Thank you for enduring all the text every time to remind you about this session. And I really appreciate you for giving us the time and the energy and the resources that you have done today.
I'm sorry. There's a question in the chat box, a very, very extensive question at that. I think Mr. Shi will have to or soon to be doctor, read it himself because it's really extensive.
Okay. I will give the floor back to Mr. Ashil to answer the question. Thank you, Amarachi.
All right. Differences between a personal statement for scholarship, statement of purpose. Okay, I think I'm muted. Okay, I'm not muted. All right. Differences between personal statement for scholarship, statement of purpose, Scholarship essays answer the question, why I need this scholarship? Okay, in Nigeria, there are often primary documents requested when applying for scholarships, such as that same I can address. Okay, let me get that again. Thank you for difference. Okay, a personal statement for a scholarship. A scholarship and proposal are the same thing. Scholarship essay and a scholarship. Okay, there is often a primary document, right? Okay, okay. Primary document, that can address. Yes, there. Okay, thank you very much. Yes, there are not going to have an address. The only thing that has an address is cover letters, and not all cover letters have addresses. It depends, but cover letters have an address. For personal statements, for statement of purpose, they are the same thing. Personal statements, statement of purpose, letter of interest. Why I need this scholarship? Those questions talk about why you need scholarship, your background, your achievements. They don't have addresses. They don't have addresses. They are straight to the point. Most times they start with stories, facts, figures, or things like the total GDP of Nigeria economy is this one, so so and so and so so. In my study or in my journey in Lagos State, Nigeria, I discovered that so and so so and so and so. That's how you start those things. Or while in my fourth year in medical school, during my community or rural posting at so and so community, I discovered that the women that they lacked access to good water, so and so and so, or they came down with malaria so often, or in that economic community they had probably this night blindness, on social was those kind of things. They had such low or diseases, tuberculosis, name it, cholera, dysentery. Those are the ways, and you spark that interest for you in public health, or discovered that during your O&G posting, many young teenagers between the ages of 16 to 21 in Moro community were came about with pregnancies. So it sparked my interest in O&G because those women lack access to education, or those girls do not have pads, those kind of stuffs. You discover issues, you apply them, you tell them why, or tell them your interest in so on. So those are the ways. We don't need addresses. There's no address, if I get the question. Thank you very much. All right. I didn't answer your question. You just talk about the storyline, fact, figures, why they should give the scholarship, why they should be looking for the PhD, all of those things. There are no addresses. You're not applying for a job. It's formal too because your languages are going to be formal because they have to know you can communicate well, and they should give you a scholarship because it's a global application. You are not the only one applying for such position or such scholarship. Thank you very much. All right. Any other question?
Okay, so I don't think there are other questions. I've checked the chat box and there are no questions. So I hope everybody is clear with everything that has been said today. Um, in the absence of no question, I would just like to thank the facilitator once again for being here and taking out of his precious time to speak to us on this session. And I hope that with this session, we have learned, all of us here, we have learned to be able to craft, at least have an idea of crafting CVs, resumes, and personal letters. Thank you very much, Mr. Sheung, and thank you very much, everyone, for coming on this call. Thank you. Have a good night.